I think that whatever this shift is, this thing that we might be calling reverence, I I think that it has to be a discovery. It can't be, you can't impose it. And so it has to be an environment that you structure or you set up where it's most likely to unfold. And I think that's really an important piece of all of this, and at least in terms of what I've witnessed in students' experiences. And I think that it needs to be structured and supported. But I do know that when I try to overmanage it, or I try to dictate what their outcome should be, that it doesn't work. An example is the first year with the Leisure and Aging Project, with that partnership. I had a very long and detailed description of what their project that they give to their partner at the end of the experience was going to look like. And it was called a leisure portfolio, a leisure over the lifespan portfolio. And I imagined it kind of like a life history, only it would focus on leisure. And I had very particular components to it. And it was, all of theirs was going to look similar, only the content would be different based on the life of their senior. And about 2 weeks into that first year that I did that, it was almost funny, because students would come into class and they would say, that's not working, but this is. Let me tell you what we talked about that was so significant to my individual partner's life. And so I started expanding and making it a little bit less defined, giving them a little more room to shape it. And that just kept opening up. I had to keep opening it up and opening it up in order to allow some of those things that I hadn't anticipated could happen that did. So I don't want to limit it. I want it to be expansive. So it's a dance between, they need structure, they need to be held accountable for some things, I think, for them to get to that point where it feels right and they're really involved with that individual person. So it was interesting. It was way too structured at first, way too detailed, way too directive. And so now they're asked to honor their partner. They're given some ideas about areas of their partner's life that might be interesting to explore. But in terms of the project itself, I asked them to allow the individual's life experience to shape what that project should look like, rather than me asking for a certain form or certain shape to the end product. So that's pretty significant.